Hello guys, I'm Duffer and welcome back to another Star Citizen video, and today I'm going to be reviewing and touring the Anvil Carrack in 3.19. Currently, this is one of the many ships which is flyable in Star Citizen, boasting a quick acceleration and decent maneuverability for its size, even with a full load of cargo, which honestly surprised me the first time I used it. As a multi-role ship, this can complete various different contracts, or you can choose it to have fun in the verse, which is what I personally do. This spectacular flying house is built as a multi-crew ship, where it can be split into 4 sections or floors, which I'll put on the screen now. There are 4 entrances into the Carrack, one of them being the main front ramp for the ground or gravity use. And in space, you have access by the docking airlock and the 2 top doors, which I will show in more detail later on in the video, as you cannot quite see them here. So starting off with the ship tour, as you can see here, this ship is massive. So here we have access to the ramp, which is the main way to get into the ship when you're on the floor using gravity. It's quite a slow ramp, which gives other players access to your ship when you are not expecting it. Moving up into the cargo bay or rover storage, you got your access to the ramp there. And over here you have access to this little kind of ramp which stops your vehicles from moving around inside the ship. Moving along just to the left side here, you have access to a ladder, which can get you all the way up to the top of the ship, just in case the elevators don't work. Moving through here, to the left we have an elevator access, which can take you up into all 3 floors of the ship, not including the back top floor. And to the right here we have access to the docking collar, which should only really be used in case you're in gravity, as once you jump out, you cannot jump back up into this one. Moving back out of here and carrying on going down through the cargo section, you have access here to look at your cargo to the left and to the right. You also have access to pull the elevator up and go down onto it if you want to. Here is another one. And these cargo pods will also have modularity in the future, allowing for maybe a medical bay down here or a refinery. But these have not yet been released, so as of yet they are empty space. Moving on into this room, to the left here we have access to lockers, which are weapons. And to the right side over here we have access to another locker. Just to the front over here we have another elevator, allowing you to go up into all 4 sections of the ship, which I will go up shortly. Moving on to the right and down this hallway, we have access into both the turret or the bottom of the ship. Quite a nice easy access spot, but you do have to run through the whole of the ship to be able to access it. Moving back through these doors, and we would take the elevator onto the 2nd floor, which is classed as a habitation store. Up to the habitation deck, as you can see this elevator is quite open and easy use. Into this room you have just some open space here, and moving down this hallway, as you can see here, this is some medical room and it has tinted off windows. Here it is. Going into the medical room we have a kind of debacterial room. And you have 2 side beds here which are able to be laid down. You can also log out on these, just in case you wanted to. And moving into here, you have access to the main medical bed, which can regenerate your food, your health, your stamina, everything. Moving to the left, we have a digital medical assistance. If you click on this, you can imprint yourself to spawn on the Carrack, as you can see here. Moving out of the medical room, to the right here we just have a viewing bay for the medical room, and to the left here we have another medical kind of storage room. In the future these should be able to give you access to stims and other commodities which you have bought. Just to the right over here we have a ladder, which for some reason doesn't open and only works if you climb up it and then get out here. It's a bit of an odd ladder, but it's something. Just here, as you can see, we have the other elevator, which was more towards the front of the ship. This one takes you to, as you can see, 3 sections, but we will not go up it just yet. Moving to the right, we have access to the kind of like play area, the mess hall-like area, which has access to a pool table, which honestly is quite a cool pool table. I wish I had this one in real life, to be honest. Just to the right here, we have a toilet, with access to 2 toilets. And a mirror. Mirrors never work well in this game, but they're there. Just here we have a viewing port to let you see the outside. Moving to the left, we have crew accommodations. As you can see here, we have lockers. For when we have clothes and we want to put them in there. We have a seat here. We have access to 4 crew beds. Now this bed here I assume is used for kind of the captain or the maybe commander of the crew, because it's just kind of out of the way and gives you a little bit more privacy. Moving down to the left, we have a shower room, which gives you access to a mirror and 2 showers. Moving quickly out of this room, out of this door, and back up these steps. Moving across into this room, we have the crew. Moving on into this room. From here you have a viewport into the open area, just to see outside to see what's going on, and here you have 6 chairs just all lined up waiting. In here you can see there'll be some kind of food maybe, which you probably will have access to in the future, but other than that, this is all useless. Another viewing port into the crew kind of hallway. Moving out here, going towards the left side, we have the captain's quarters. Now in the captain's quarters we have access to a main chair, which would be kind of your like work room, just doing some, I don't know, bills maybe. And a viewport into the outside again. As you can see there is some kind of stars. Here you have access to a chessboard with no chess pieces, and the main sleeping quarters, with access to a locker, and a shower, and a toilet, with a mirror. And here you go, you can sit down there with a nice teddy bear. Moving out of this room, and going towards the left, you have access to the bridge. There are 2 bridges on this ship, but this is the main one. To the left here, you have an elevator taking you up onto the 2nd bridge. So I will not go up that just yet. And to the right here, you have access to the radar module, which for some reason makes me want to put a storage module into it, like a delivery or something, but you cannot. Moving into here, we have access to 3 chairs, this one here being the pilot's seat, and a nice kind of view, open to everything. Moving back down to here, for some reason we have this avionics like kind of module here, but honestly I don't know what you put in here. I've tried searching it up and it doesn't allow you to. Moving out of this room and going up onto the 2nd floor of the bridge. This is the upper bridge section, and this is kind of giving me the more Star Trek-y kind of vibes with, you know, a couple of co-commanders here. You have access to the solar system here, but it's not really used in game yet. Probably will be in the future when Expedition becomes more of a thing. And moving on to the frontier, you have another pilot seat, but this is a command station. And as you can see here, it's nice to use this one as it's easy access. And you will get access to 2 LCDs. Another nice view into the open. And that is that. Moving back down here, we are now on the 3rd floor, and here we have some escape pods, there are 6 of them. Moving down here and heading to the right, we have a semi-like workbench place here. Moving on to the left over here, we have a workbench, which will be used in the future, but it's not currently in use. So this room here is useless as of now. Moving out into the right, going back to the left, we have the drone room. Now inside of this room, I assume this is where the 2 drones will be held in these little storage pods, or maybe up there on these little magnets. You've access to the drones, one to the right, and one to the left just over there. Moving back up the stairs, out of this room, and to the left once more, we have access to the elevator again, main elevator. And just over here, we have access to the kind of panel, which opens up the top, allowing access for a ship. commonly the C8X Pisces Expedition ship, as it fits perfectly inside and is built to go in here. As you can see, this is what it looks like opened up, and this is what the Carrack looks like. Moving on to the left, we have access to the service ladder again, and this is where you can go down to the bottom in case your elevators don't work. Carrying on here, you have another window with looking onto your outside of your C8X Pisces, and here you have access onto the hangar bay, just like that on both sides. Moving to the right and left, we have access to the elevator, which takes you onto every single floor, but also gives you access into the cartography deck, but I will show that in a minute. Moving on to the right, as you can see, the other door, and to the left just here, you have access to the turrets. One to the right over here, very long hallway. As you can see, running all the way down, you have access to the turret. They are very nice turrets to sit in, but it can get quite boring being a turret here after a while. Moving out of this room, into the left, you have access to the engineering view station. This is where the engines are, and you have your engineering station kind of here. Again, not currently in use, but will be in the future. To the left here, we have the same as the other side, access to the turret just there, and that's where the elevator room is. Moving out into the engine room, we have access to an elevator here which takes you onto both floors of the engine room. And here you have the two engines, and another module. This is the jump drive module. Very big module, this one. Down on here, you have a ladder, giving you access to the lower engine room. Here you have another module. Going around the ladder, you have access to just all of the modules, shields, radar and everything. You also have access to behind this room, which gives you just more access to modules, fuel tank, and it's the same on the other side. Calling the elevator down, we have access to the top engineering station again. And moving out of this room swiftly, we can now use the elevator, which will take us onto the cartography station. Honestly, this ship is like a maze sometimes, and can get very confusing. Hopefully this guide helps though. Moving up into the cartography station, you have a viewport here onto the outside, so we have the cartography station. As you can see here, this has currently got no use in the game, but it's honestly quite cool just to look at, as it shows the whole of the Stanton system. It would be cool if it showed you where you were at a moment, but that is not yet implemented. Moving out of this room into the right, we have access to another escape pod, and down the hall we have access to the airlock. There is the same on the other side, and there is the window that we saw earlier. Moving out of this room, we have access to the outside. As you can see here, this is where the landing Pisces would be, and you can walk all the way across. Usually you'd be able to walk on top of that, but it is currently open, so I cannot. Even still, you can walk all along the top of the Carrack, which gives you some beautiful views. Ooh. Okay guys, so I accidentally forgot that I did not have a helmet on. I may have just died, but we'll ignore that. Now this concludes the ship tour for the Carrack expedition. Just quickly, I'm going to show you how you would exit the ship if you would not like to wait and go down the ramp. This is a bit glitchy of a method, but it's a lot safer. So I will complete, you get inside the elevator, and you just do that. You move to the right, and you slide down onto the floor. Now this is great if you're doing cargo hauling, and as it does not give people access to your ship without you wanting them to. And then you can just hold backspace after you're done with it and spawn right back in the Carrack without even having to open up this main elevator, which I will show now is quite slow. There you go, that is it out, and that took quite a bit of time compared to a lot of other vehicles. Then you remember you would also have to close it. Now it is time for a price and an overview of this ship. Currently, it is £612 for pledge for 26,657,500 AUEC to buy it in-game. Even though this is expensive, it has a lot of features which will yield more profits in the future and makes missions more enjoyable with the regeneration option, which is why I would give the ship a buy given the option to of AUEC. Even though many people buy this ship with in real life money, I would say that the price is a bit too much for a virtual ship in a game which is not yet released. Here are some of the stats for this ship. Pause here if you would like to read over the stats. This has been my overview of the Anvil Carrack in Star Citizen. Be sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Duffer out.